In 1453, he conquered Constantinople, a ruler whose name echoes through the ages, Mehmed the Conqueror. But centuries after his death, people claim he appeared in their dreams. Why? Did the great Sultan truly ask for his tomb to be opened? Mehmed II died in 1481 near Gebze, on his way to another campaign. His body was brought to Istanbul and buried in the courtyard of the Fatih Mosque. Yet, over the centuries, mysterious rumors spread. Many believed a hidden secret lay inside his tomb, intriguing historians and mystics alike. From the Ottoman era to the early Republic, countless people claimed to see the same dream. Mehmed the Conqueror appeared and said, "Open my tomb." These stories spread quickly, fueling both fear and curiosity.
Do not forget me. Open my grave.
The death of a titan like Mehmed the Conqueror rarely marks the end of his story. In fact, it is often the beginning of a new one, a legend woven from the threads of history and the fabric of human imagination. For centuries, his tomb has been a focal point of extraordinary claims and whispered secrets. So, what was truly behind these strange and persistent tales? To unravel this enigma, historians and scholars have meticulously sifted through the annals of time, debating two primary theories that attempt to explain the powerful mythology surrounding the conqueror's final resting place. The first theory is rooted not in archives, but in the collective psyche of a people. It points to a deep-seated, almost primal longing for a savior during the empire's more turbulent eras. After the zenith of Mehmed's reign, a golden age of conquest and cultural flourishing, the Ottoman state faced periods of crisis, internal strife and military defeats. In these dark times, the populace looked back to the glorious past and to the man who embodied its greatest triumphs. Mehmed became a messianic figure, a sleeping king who, according to folklore, would one day return to restore the empire to its former glory. These weren't academic treatises. They were stories told in hushed tones in bustling marketplaces and smoky coffee houses, a testament to the enduring power of hope against the harsh tide of reality. The second, more tangible theory, centers on the possibility of a physical object hidden within the tomb, a secret will, or a vast, undiscovered treasure. Mehmed's death was sudden, striking him down in the midst of planning a new, mysterious campaign. Did he leave behind a final testament, one that could alter the course of the dynasty? Some scholars speculate it might have contained a prophecy, a final strategic directive, or even the designation of a secret heir, challenging the established line of succession. Others are drawn to the more romantic notion of treasure, not just gold and jewels but perhaps priceless artifacts, lost books of ancient wisdom, or even the personal diaries of the conqueror himself, holding the keys to his complex and formidable mind. But perhaps the most dramatic and enduring story is the one that touches upon the supernatural. Unofficial, yet persistent accounts claim that at some point the tomb was secretly opened. The purpose and perpetrators remain shrouded in mystery, but what they allegedly found inside has fueled speculation for generations. According to the legend, the body of Mehmed the Conqueror was discovered perfectly preserved, untouched by the centuries of decay. His skin was intact, his features recognizable as if he were merely sleeping. In many cultures, such incorruptibility is seen as a sign of sainthood, a mark of divine favor. For believers, this was the ultimate proof of Mehmed's unique spiritual status, a miracle that elevated the conqueror of cities to a figure of holy reverence. The story spread like wildfire, cementing his place not just in history but in the sacred mythology of the empire. However, for every whispered legend there is the cold, hard light of scholarly scrutiny. Despite exhaustive searches of the vast Ottoman archives, no official record, no credible eyewitness account, nor a single piece of corroborating evidence has ever been found to confirm this secret opening or its miraculous discovery. Historians remain deeply skeptical, pointing out that such tales of incorruptibility are common folkloric tropes, often attached to powerful rulers to legitimize their legacy posthumously. While the embalming techniques of the era were sophisticated, the leap from a well-preserved body to a divine miracle is one that official history refuses to make. The truth, it seems, remains buried, leaving us to ponder where history ends and legend begins. In the rich tapestry of Turkish Islamic culture, dreams are not mere nocturnal fantasies. They are considered a vital bridge to the unseen world, a sacred space where divine messages can be received. This belief, deeply rooted in Sufi mysticism and centuries of tradition, holds that the soul in its slumber can touch upon profound truths. For the people of Istanbul, this spiritual channel would soon become a source of both wonder and trepidation, as visions of their city's most legendary figure began to surface in the collective consciousness. The conqueror himself, Sultan Mehmed II, was speaking from beyond the veil. It started as whispers, then grew into a current of shared experience. Pious scholars, humble artisans, and even officials within the palace walls reported the same recurring dream. The great sultan, clad not in armor, but in simple robes, standing silently by his own mausoleum. His expression was not one of conquest, but of grave concern. His ghostly hand would point towards the sealed entrance of his tomb. The interpretation was immediate and powerful. The appearance of Mehmed in these dreams was seen as a direct, almost divine summons. It was a clear instruction for his tomb to be unsealed, a place that had remained undisturbed for generations, protected by both reverence and superstition. But this celestial message was layered with complexity. It was not merely a call to act, but also a profound warning. In the context of the times, with political anxiety simmering and external threats looming on the empire's horizons, the dream was a stark reminder to protect the city he had so brilliantly conquered. It was as if Mehmed's spirit was stirring in response to the dangers facing his legacy. The dream posed a chilling paradox. To heed the Sultan's call might mean breaking a sacred trust that kept his spirit at peace. Yet to ignore it felt like abandoning the city to its fate. This vision from the past was a direct command to fortify the present. In the crucible of this shared mystical event, Mehmed's identity began to transform. He transcended the pages of history books to become something more immediate, more alive. To the people, he was no longer just the brilliant strategist and foundational father of Ottoman Istanbul. He evolved into its eternal guardian spirit. Folklore began to weave new legends around him. Sailors caught in sudden squalls on the Marmara Sea would claim to see his silhouette in the clouds, guiding them back to the safety of the Golden Horn. During nights of political turmoil, watchmen swore they saw a lone, commanding figure pacing the ancient Theodosian walls, a spectral sentinel ensuring the city's security. Through these stories, passed down in hushed tones in coffeehouses and homes, Mehmed became an ever-present protector, his spirit intrinsically linked to the very soul of Istanbul. He was the conqueror in life, and in death, he became the city's everlasting shield. Even today, these stories survive. Scholars, psychologists, and theologians offer different explanations. Some call it collective subconscious memory. Others say it is the echo of Mehmed's enduring charisma, shaping people's imaginations. The story of a great ruler rarely ends with their final breath. For Sultan Mehmed II, the Conqueror, death was merely the beginning of a new chapter, one written not in the annals of war, but in the whispers of legend and the enduring heart of a nation. His legacy is not just one of conquest, but of a profound and lasting enigma that continues to captivate the imagination centuries after his passing. We remember him as the 21-year-old prodigy who shattered the 1,000-year-old walls of Constantinople, transforming the Byzantine capital into the heart of a new Islamic empire. But his vision extended far beyond the battlefield. He was a polymath, fluent in multiple languages, a patron of the arts and sciences who invited Italian artists and Greek scholars to his court. He codified laws, built universities, and laid the administrative foundations of an empire that would last for centuries. He was a man who shaped the world, a true Renaissance prince in an Ottoman court. And yet, for all his pragmatism and intellect, his final resting place is shrouded in a prophecy as potent as any cannon he ever commanded. The legend whispers that Mehmed himself decreed his tomb should remain sealed until the day his empire faced its gravest peril. On that day, and only that day, his successor was to open the sarcophagus. Inside they would find not dust but instructions, a final secret strategy from the conqueror himself, designed to save his people from the brink of annihilation. It's a tale that echoes the ancient myths of a king asleep under the mountain, waiting for the call to rise and lead his people once more. Why does such a story persist, passed down through generations? Perhaps it is a testament to the sheer force of his personality, the belief that such a brilliant mind could not be entirely extinguished by death. For a people navigating the turbulent currents of history, the idea of a guardian spirit, a final contingency plan left by their greatest founder, offers profound comfort. It transforms a marble tomb into a vessel of hope, a symbol that the Golden Age is not merely a memory, but a promise waiting to be reclaimed. It is the voice of a people longing for the certainty and strength of their legendary ruler. Yet historians urge caution. They point to the man himself, a ruler who relied on engineering, strategy, and statecraft, not on mysticism. Would this master of logistics and realpolitik truly place his empire's fate in a posthumous riddle? Or is the legend a later creation, a piece of folklore woven by subsequent generations to make sense of their own struggles and triumphs? A way to connect their present to a glorious, foundational past. The prophecy may tell us less about Mehmed's final wishes and more about the enduring power of his myth. Today, Mehmed the Conqueror lives on, not only in the magnificent mosques and palaces he built, but in the very identity of modern Turkey. His name is a touchstone for ambition, for faith, and for national pride. The mystery of his tomb, therefore, becomes a powerful metaphor for his entire legacy, a legacy that is both a concrete historical fact and a living, breathing source of inspiration and debate. Did he truly wish for his tomb to be opened, or was it a story his people needed to tell themselves? The answer, it seems, was not meant for us. It remains sealed, protected not by stone and mortar, but by the reverence of a nation and the impenetrable veil of time, forever hidden in the deepest chambers of history.